Al Jazeera.
To talk about this further, we're joined by Jamal Abdi of the National Iranian American Council. He's in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much for joining us. So we've got Barack Obama calling for more sanctions, Congress too. It seems to be all the rage at the moment. What are you reading into that?
Well, these are stay-the-course sanctions. This is a doubling down of a strategy that we've already, in the U.S., embarked on that has failed to yield real dividends other than making the lives of ordinary Iranians increasingly difficult. But really what we're seeing is that there is little political will to actually change course and pursue diplomatic options, and instead policymakers are deciding between economic warfare or the alternative, military warfare. But
because it's so political, it's hard to imagine a deal that both sides would accept, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the few things that Congress actually has managed to pass in the past year. Congress doesn't agree on much, but the political pressure is such that anything that appears hawkish on Iran does seem to get pretty broad endorsement. It's funny, though, that a lot of folks in Congress actually wanted something that was a lot more draconian than what actually has been produced. They wanted a measure that would make it illegal, essentially, for humanitarian goods to get into Iran. And these are goods that, the Iranian regime doesn't necessarily lack access to, but increasingly ordinary Iranians are unable to get food, medicine, basic humanitarian products because of these sanctions.
I mean, we've got Benjamin Netanyahu who say it's not working. You say that it's affecting the ordinary Iranians themselves. So surely it must be time now. I mean, the country's been living under sanctions for 30 years to try a different route.
Yeah, this is a country that has adapted over the past 3 decades to sanctions. Sanctions are responsible in large part to the large role of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps in controlling a large segment of the economy. Private businesses are pushed out of the economy by sanctions, and illegal enterprises, smugglers, all these entities that are supported and part of the state actually benefit. And so when you have measures like this, when you have members of Congress who actually are calling these sanctions human rights measures, in reality, I think what the strategy is starting to become is one of collective punishment to impose suffering on ordinary Iranians in the hopes that this is going to put pressure on the Iranian regime. As we saw with Iraq, though, another
difficult when you
oil-producing
can't protest, isn't it? What do you think the end game is here?
I think the end game is, unfortunately, more and more pressure leading up until the U.S. elections, and then hopefully whoever emerges as the winner will have some political space to actually pursue diplomatic measures. If not, if we continue down this trajectory, I'm afraid we're going down the same road we went down with Iraq, which is one in which regime change sanctions failed, and we ultimately ended up in a military confrontation.
Good talking to you, Jamal Abdi. Thank you.
Thank you.